where you see things going for like the next 12 months or so? So where you see, not just your center, but maybe the industry in general, where do you see things going for bowling?
Being part of the BPA board, you see so many different perspectives. And I think that's the best thing about being active in those type of things is with people that are they're either, a lot of them are probably more successful than I am.
Yeah.
They're successful in their businesses, and just surrounding yourself with peers and hearing other stories about what you have going on. And you just get so many ideas. But I think everybody that I've talked to kind of has the same concern is, how do we keep going, right? How do we keep growing? Or how do we even, you hate to say, how do we keep what we have? Because our business has definitely changed over the last year and a half. Ours has changed in other ways too, but I think everybody's business, as far as people want to get out and socialize and being part of a family and doing things together. I mean, that's something, an experiential thing is what we have. And I think the biggest thing is to keep our top of mind going and keep them doing things the right way and offering a product that keeps people out and moving and interested in doing things together in a spot where they can come in and bond and recreate and do things. Mm-hmm. We're lucky. We're in an industry that is, it's more expensive than it used to be, and it should be. If it's not, you're not charging enough money.
Yeah.
The fact that it's close to home and it's not something you travel to go and do, your customers are within a radius of your center. They're not traveling to you. Some do, but most of them are in a radius of your center. And so the first thing that goes when the market gets tight is they start cutting travel, which is away from your facility, right? And they start cutting those other things. And so you become a place of, now when they come in, they might be like, oh, I'm going to bowl and I'm going to eat, but I might not go play games, or I might not go do some of those other things.
Yeah.
So you have to be effective. And then that's where I think packaging comes into play. But it's just always keeping an eye. I see it as far as we go in our community, we keep growing. We're a big agriculture community for us, and people are always going to need to eat. So the next 12 months look really good.
Yeah.
But it can turn on a dime, right? They could end the war in Russia, and then all the food commodity prices go crashing down because all of a sudden there's all this grain on the market. There's a million things that can do, that can change everything that's going on for us, just like anybody else's communities. But I think all you can do is be prepared for that when it does come, because sooner or later it will come. Something will happen.
Yeah.
And then until then, you keep pushing and try to do the best you can and hopefully add money to some coffers. So when it comes around, you're ready to go. But I think we're in about the best business there is right now to be in. I really do.
Yeah, it's hard to keep going. When a lot of people are having record years, it's like you said, how do we keep it going? How do we take the last year kind of thing?
How do we keep going? How do I do this? What expansions are necessary? And I think people were afraid, in tough times to reinvest in their businesses. I think that's something that I was able to do, is compartmentalize it and go, what do I need to go to move forward?
Yeah.
So, and maybe I was lucky and was a little bit of a risk taker and doing that when on all those uncertain times. But I think a lot of times when things aren't good is a good time to be doing stuff. And then when things are good is a good time to be collecting, right? Because it's hard to do those other things when you're at capacity or you're doing don't be afraid to make changes. Don't be afraid to be different, and that's kind of what we try to do. Is we don't want to be like every other bowling facility or recreational facility around our area, but we just try to do the best we can and give them the good experiences, and hopefully they stick around and do what they're supposed to do.
It seems like your differentiator is, quality. You guys, you stand out by just going to the next level on each thing that you guys do.
Yeah, we try to have different experience. I know when people come in, they're like, how do you have so many employees walking around? But I hate seeing lines. I hate seeing people wait, and employees that are stretched thin are unhappy employees.
Right.
And so if I need a high school kid to just run food out or wipe out, what I mean? We'll do it. We're going to plug them in.
Yeah.
So can't be afraid, there's times when you got to tighten your belts, but we're at a time right now where it's like, just the quicker and the more service I can offer and the better service I can offer equals the more dollars come. And there might be a time when it switches again where it's, I think I remember my dad came back. I remember this. It was probably 08 or something. The easiest way to save money is to cut labor expenses. And that kind of, back then it was like, okay, so we're going to stretch everybody even thinner. And, and I think I kind of look at it and go, The easiest way to make money is to make your life and make everybody else's life simple. And so if it's somebody to do something, somebody to do, and there's certain positions in the building that don't require, super skilled people. So taking advantage of different things you can do there. If it's through the labor and having a person with a disability run your prize counter,
Yeah.
have an autistic kid that loves all the little trinkets and toys and can sit there and talk to the kids how cool the color of the bouncy ball is and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's great. That's a great job for them, right?
Right.
And so anything that we can benefit that way, as well. And plus it helps our community, So there's just a million things you can do. And you just got to think outside the box and don't be afraid to do it. And, and if you're a little overstaffed and somebody calls in sick, guess what? You'll survive.
Right.
You're not constantly calling somebody to go, hey, I need coverage for this, or, or if you have some single mothers that work for you, and which I have a few of those, and kids get sick and that kind of stuff happens. And you have to have the flexibility. You just have to.
You just let it go. So
having a scheduled in flexibility is not necessarily a bad thing because you're not the one in there covering it every single night.
Right. Yeah. And then you end up keeping those employees longer because they don't burn out.
They don't burn out. And they can, if they need time off, you can give them time off, or
right. Yeah, because turnover is very expensive. There's not like a line item in your P&L, but retraining those people and getting new people up to speed is super expensive. So anything you can do to keep your current people is super profitable. Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.